Hi guys, my name is Nonima Dikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Witness B on the Madlanga Commission this week, the evidence that they give. I'm just giving you a summary so that you catch up and you know what happened during the week while you were busy at work. Okay? Who is Witness B? Witness B is described as a senior detective from the Organized Crime Unit of South African Police Services in Gauteng. She testified remotely from a secure location under protection, reflecting the severe threats faced by investigators involved in these matters. Her testimony is closely linked to the investigation into the murder of engineer and whistleblower Ahmad Swart. Sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Apologies. She testified remotely from a secure location under protection, reflecting the severe threats faced by investigators involved in these matters. Her testimony is closely linked to the investigation into the murder of engineer and whistleblower Ahmad Swart on 17 April 2024 in Vereeniging, and to alleged tender fraud and syndicate infiltration at Transnet. Key claims and themes from Witness B's testimony. Let's start. Intimidation and veiled threats. She recounted how, after the bail grant of former police officer Michael Puletau, and accused in the Swart murder case, she received a message via a colleague, Sergeant Chukudu, who said he was sent by Mbangwa Ngwachu, a senior officer, to say thank you. Witness B interpreted it as a disguised threat. It was one of those meetings. He came to me and said he was sent by Brigadier Ngwashu to plead with me not to oppose the bail for Tau. He said, thank you. And I was like, why are you thanking me? It felt like a disguised threat. She said the message was not isolated, but part of a pattern of indirect pressure on her and her investigative team to drop or modify their casework. The bail matter, she said Tau claimed a worsening diabetic condition to secure bail, but her investigation found this claim false. The prison doctor said they had been managing similar cases and didn't need release. Number two, tender fraud and syndicate influence at Transnet. Witness B detailed how the nephew of known underworld figure Katiso KT Molefe, namely Lucky Molefe, played a central role in rigging a tender at Transnet. She said the tender competition was a sham designed to favor the company of SK Group, which was tied to Lucky Molefe. She linked this fraud network to the Swart murder investigation, suggesting the same criminal syndicate intrusion extended from contract manipulation for contract killings. Number three, investigative obstruction and internal interference. She claimed that when investigators, including her, were pushing the Swart case, they were met with internal resistance, implied threats, e.g., possibility of disciplinary action, and pressure to change positions such as opposing bail applications. One example, she says her stance on opposing Tau's bail was already known and justified. Facts had not changed, but senior staff still intervened. She indicated she was under constant fear. Every call or message might be a threat. It makes you question everything, who to trust, who to talk to, she said. Why this testimony matters? It corroborates and reinforces earlier testimony such as from Witness A about police syndicate collusion, evidence tampering, and protection of suspects. It ties together financial corruption, rigged tenders, and at Transnet with violent crime, the murder of a whistleblower, and internal policing failure or capture. The fact that a detective on the inside is willing to speak under severe threat adds weight to concern about the depth of criminal infiltration in police and procurement systems. Sure. Okay, ongoing issues. Because of the protective measures, Much of witness B's testimony is in camera, behind closed doors, or via intermediary. Detailed transcript and exhibits are not yet fully public. Some claims are highly serious, rigged tenders, bail bribes, contract killings, and will require full evidentiary scrutiny, cross-checks, and police prosecution to move from allegation to facts. The identities of other implicated persons and detailed documents, chat logs, forensic reports are often still under seal or part of pending investigations. Guys, what kind of South Africa is this that we are living in? What kind of South Africa that we are living in? What kind of this? Wait. Hey, our country, guys. So, Emma Poliseni, guys, we have people that believe it's okay to have criminal syndicates doing as they please. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the people that Johannes Makgetle, a senior office. These are the guys that were name dropped there, Komadlanga Commission. Here are some of the officers named in testimony at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry who are alleged to have helped criminals or facilitated syndicate activities. These are allegations, guys, and have not necessarily been proven in a court of law. 1, Johannes Makgetle, a senior officer of the Johannesburg Metropolis Department, JMPD K9 Unity. He was accused of using state systems, e.g. checking vehicle registrations and renewing vehicle licenses on behalf of alleged syndicate figure Katiso Molefe, thereby assisting Molefe while he was under investigation. Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo, head of crime intelligence in South African Police Services, he was alleged by Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi to have had his arrest orchestrated as part of a move to derail investigations into white powder cartel. Lieutenant General Sibiya, Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detention, he is cited in connection with interference in investigations and relations with alleged syndicates. Usibiya akaphumi ekuthetheni yena. Usibiya akaphumi ekuthetheni. His name is always found somewhere. Guys, sizayithini le nto ka-witness A no-witness B. Anyway, let's go to witness C and hear his testimony today. What was his testimony? I want to hear your views. What comes to mind when you hear these things about our country and about the security of our country? The heart, crime intelligence, the heart of our security as South Africa. So when these things are happening, what comes to mind to you? Because this is very scary, guys. This is very scary. The situation is very dodgy. What comes to mind when you are listening to the witnesses from the Madlanga Commission and they are busy dropping bombs left, right, and center? And you are like, guys, CPR. CPR, Pasana, what kind of South Africa is this? Are we still alive? Or we are living in another life, in another planet? It's no longer planet Earth. What's going on? What kind of bombshells are these that are being dropped every day by the Madlanga Commission? Yo! Hi, Sana. I feel like the country has been sold. We are somewhere else and we are not even aware. Is this, sorry, the rapture that they were referring to? Because wow, Sanalam. No. Whoa. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.